Hello, Libra, Libra Sun, Rising, and Moon. I am Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2019 Tarot Forecast. So, this is a reading for all Libra people out there. If you would like a personal reading with me, I go live on this channel on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and I do live of any amount on those days. Not all of those days, not all the time, but pretty often, fairly often. So if you want a reading, you can always come look for me then. Anyway, let us get to your March 2019 tarot reading now. So we would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Libra for the month of 2019. Let us see what we get. All right, moving my mouse out of the way again. All right. What will be the energy for the sign of Libra for the month of March 2019? What deep spiritual insights can we gain for those vibrating on the frequency that is Libra for March 2019? Okay, there it is. Your current outside influences, the Two of Swords. Your challenge card, the King of Swords. The underlying energy, the King of Pentacles. The past, the Ace of Cups. What you hope to achieve, the Knight of Wands. The near future, the Ten of Wands reversed. Your attitude or position on the situation, the Nine of Cups. The outside force coming in, the Lovers reversed. Hopes or fears, the Nine of Swords reversed. And the final outcome card is Strength. Okay, all right. So let us take a look here. So I'm going to look at your reading overall and get a general feel for it, and then we're going to go through so I can make sure I give you the most accurate reading possible. Let's see, you've got that ninth house lit up with two nines. Ninth house of long distance travel and beliefs and learning and higher education, stuff like that. Let's see. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. All right, so starting at the beginning, you have the Two of Swords representing your current outside influences right around the beginning of the month and kind of going into like the first week or so of the month. So Two of Swords, we're talking about the idea of objectivity, seeing clearly, seeing both sides, fair judgments, fair appraisals, and stuff like that. Can also be partnerships and stuff like that at times. It's interesting how it connects into the challenge card that we're coming up here with in a little bit, and also some of the other upcoming cards later in the spread. But basically what I'll say right now before, and then when we get to those cards, I'll be more specific. The idea of clear sight, of seeing things objectively, is going to be important to you this month. Fortunately, of course, you are Libra, an air sign. You are perfect for seeing things clearly and objectively. So you are the one for the job, fortunately. But other than that, let us continue, and I'll continue to explain what all I'm seeing here. Your mom got the same crystal. I assume you're talking about this. That's cool. It's the sign of Capricorn because my sun sign is Capricorn. It was a Christmas Eve gift, or I guess a Christmas gift. But all right, so anyway, your challenge card this month is the King of Swords. So again, talking about seeing clearly. This card more specifically is saying think logically, think scientifically, think rationally, stuff like this. And so again, this is going right along with what we were just talking about. Make sure that you exercise logical thinking this month, that you think about things rationally. Don't get overly caught up in the subjective realms, or don't let anyone deceive you or trick you or anything like that. So on another note, though, with this being a court card, this could talk about an adult male air sign in your life. And that would, of course, be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And so this person might play a role in your month this month, but showing up in the challenge position could be indeed a challenging role. They could be someone that tests you in some way. So do be aware of that. So for the underlying energy, you have the King of Pentacles. This is everything forming a foundation for your current situation, and can also represent your immediate environment and people around you. So King of Pentacles, talking about robustness, hard work, endurance, strength, stability, sureness, especially financial stability and security. So that's a very positive thing that you have that to rest upon this month. This could also be, of course, with it being a court card, adult male earth sign. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, another person who may play likely more of a supporting role for you this month, with their showing up in the underlying energy, forming a foundation for your current situation. So we have that active. Let me see if it connects into anything else in your reading, though. Not necessarily, but yes, you should have some strong support this month, whether it is in the form of just being physically secure, and or even having a person who is strong and knows how to get things done, who is supporting you. For the past, various experiences that you have had that have led to the current situation this month, you have the Ace of Cups. Very positive card in almost every circumstance or situation. This is talking about overwhelming emotion, overflowing love and joy and passion and bliss, perhaps even. And so you've likely had some very positive, very good feeling recent experiences that have led to your current situation, that current energy of the Two of Swords, which is about exercising objectivity and seeing things clearly. So that's an interesting mix, going from the emotional to the mental, essentially. But nonetheless, this would likely, let's see, you also, of course, have the Nine of Cups coming up for your attitude or position in the situation. So this is likely, I would say for many of you, maybe not all, but for many of you, a very positive and powerful new beginning that is reaching into this month, like one that is very emotionally satisfying, that is continuing its course throughout this month. So for what you hope to achieve, you have the Knight of Wands. So when we have the Knights, we're talking about extremes. And the Knight of Wands is either going to be the extreme of being very extroverted and action-oriented, ambitious, passionate, determined, willful, able to start things, initiate things. We're either going to have that extreme, or we're going to have the extreme of not wanting to do any of that, basically. So laziness, apathy, incompetence, perhaps even. So, but this is in the position of what you hope to achieve. So you're likely saying that this month you're reaching for the ability to take action on things, to be more ambitious and extroverted and stuff like that. So that's an interesting angle. It's also interesting that this is yet another court card. You guys pulled quite a few of them this month. Or actually, well, this is the last one, so maybe not, but still. Knight of Wands could be an adult male fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And in this case, it's someone that you're like reaching for. Maybe you're wanting to collaborate with them, especially with that Two of Swords we saw earlier. You're quite possibly wanting to work with them. Other than that, again, it's your desire to be more ambitious, extroverted, determined, action-oriented, entrepreneurial, perhaps even. So do keep that in mind. For the near future, you have the 10 of Wands reversed. Usually we like this card better reversed because it's talking about a relief from a heavy burden. So this would be the first week or two of your month of March. So yes, release from the heavy burden, no longer feeling weighed down by things. With it being a 10 can also point to the idea of a manifestation of something, the completion of something that perhaps you've been working hard to achieve. So that's some very positive news right there. For your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, you have the Nine of Cups. This is a classic wish fulfillment card. You're feeling like you're getting what you wanted. It's also a card of satisfaction, feeling deeply satisfied and enjoying the pleasures of life. So it doesn't get much more clear than that, especially around halfway through the month, but probably for this month in general, you're really going to be feeling like you're just enjoying the pleasures of life, feeling very satisfied and content with them. And maybe even having some get-togethers, some parties, and things like that are just extremely satisfying. So that's very good indeed. And that also connects back to that Ace of Cups, as I mentioned earlier, a recent event that is continuing into this month that is a deeply satisfying and pleasing emotional kind of thing. It's very emotionally fulfilling. So that's the good news. This is where things get a little bit tricky because for the outside force coming in, you do have the Lovers reversed. This would be something or someone coming at you a few weeks into the month, like maybe third week or so into the month. Lovers card reversed is most often pointing to a conflict with an everyday contact or someone that is more or less close to you. So this could be a family member, it could be a colleague, it could be a neighbor, things of this nature, someone that you might see every day or almost every day or that you see often. Conflicts and arguments with such people. And so do be aware of that. Someone might be upset about something. Fortunately, you're overall still feeling very happy and content, but someone else may not be so happy and content. So do be aware of that. And also focus on the upright meaning of the card, the idea of objectivity and seeing things clearly, seeing the fine details of things, proper discrimination and discernment and stuff like that. If we take it in context with what we saw earlier, there might even be the risk of something coming at you this month that tries to sort of cloud your vision, And if anyone's wondering why do we have that with the Lovers card, well, it's because it's ruled by Gemini, ruled by Mercury, and it's also associated with Virgo energy, with it being a 6, also ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the air planet about the mental world. This is a highly mental card. And so when it's reversed, it can talk about a blockage to the mental world, to clear thinking. So for your hopes or fears, you have the Nine of Swords reversed. So yet another card that we usually like better when it's reversed, not always, but usually, talking about relief and recovery. Sanity returns. We come to our senses, clearer thinking. Now, this is just in your hopes or fears, and so that should clue you into, again, the theme of this reading, hoping that you can indeed think clearly, clearer thinking, hoping that you can see clearly, hoping that you're not swept up in negative emotion or worry or disturbance of any kind. But let's see, is there anything else I should say about this? basically just hoping for the recovery, the clear sight, and everything. And remember how that connects into the cards we've already looked at. Ninth house. This is the second 9, double 9s, talking about the ninth house of long distance travel and foreigners and belief systems and higher education. Any or all of those may factor into your month this month as well. So do keep that in mind. Now for the final outcome card, all's well that ends well, I suppose, is none other than strength. This card's basic meaning or lesson is using the mind. Again, we're coming back to the mind, that clear thinking and everything. Using the mind to tame the darker emotions or darker impulses within us. That's why the woman on the card is taming the lion. So using the mind to achieve a sort of soft control, a control through faith or belief in oneself, perhaps, of your darker side, your more, aggressive in a negative sense, like negatively aggressive instincts. So it could be anger or whatever. Probably anger would be a big one with this card. Gaining control of that, not through repression, not through suppression, not through rejection or denial of those parts of yourself, but instead through a sort of making peace with them, through a loving embrace of them. That's the lesson of this card, and that's what this card is calling on you to do around the end of the month, this month especially. But it's also saying, since it is the outcome card, that's generally how you are concluding this month. You have the highest probability at this time. The most likely probability is that you do successfully use your mind this month to maintain a sort of soft control, a peaceful, loving, creative control over yourself, and especially over the darker emotions that you may have and darker impulses. Perhaps even for some of you, or even a lot of you, channeling that anger or that whatever darker emotion that is into positive forms. And so that's a very good thing. And again, I have to point out this card's mental connection, and you can even see the lemniscate over the woman's head. That is what we see on the magician card. Magician, Mercury, mental stuff, air, the mental realm, thought, and the intellect. So again, this reading is saying to you with the King of Swords and other cards, think clearly, think logically, use your mind, use your intellect this month. That's your challenge. And it looks like the vast, vast majority of you do indeed meet that challenge and come out successfully, and perhaps even experience a bit of a transformation as a result of using your mind to achieve that taming of your darker emotions. So that is excellent, Libra. Again, if you would like a personal reading with me, I do regularly go live on this channel Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And on some of those days, at times, it's just kind of random, I will do live tarot readings for donations of any amount. You could pay even just $1, and I will be happy to give you a Celtic Cross tarot reading on any question of your choice. And so feel free to subscribe if you'd like to look out for that, if you're interested in that, and I would love to see you there. And again, looks like you have overall a very nice and very emotionally satisfying month ahead of you. And it's interesting how, even though you have that Lover's card reversed for the outside force coming in, possibly indicating a conflict with a family member or a colleague or a neighbor or something like that, you still come out on top with that strength card, saying that you're not going to let that person get the best of you. You're gonna use your loving mental energy as Libra, an air sign, to maintain that soft control, that creative, gentle control over yourself and the situation as a whole. and be much better off for it, and indeed develop great strength. So thanks again, Libra. I hope to see you next time. I'm going to read the comments now. Additional comment, purple pyramid one with the coil. You must have seen that elsewhere. Well, that's very cool. Yes, that's called Organite. It's pretty nice. I'll have to show that on one of my other streams sometime. But indeed, thanks for watching, everyone. And I wish you a magnificent month. Bye for now.